It was the winter I finally committed to watching Bella Tarr's Satan Tango. I was sitting in an old green Chevy that my parents sold to me, a rusted car whose steering wheel assembly needed, and still needs, work. Snow was falling beautifully all around me in the hospital parking lot, a forgiveness of everything impure and broken. I was sitting in the car reading about the life and struggles of James Wright while waiting on a dear one who was seeking mental health assistance from professionals. None of the uncanny similarities escaped me. Tobacco, alcohol, depression, mortality, poetry. Broad, feathery flakes fell and kept the retching stink of the town's pulp and paper factory away from me for the moment. I was realizing once again how we seek sanctuary from chaos, woundedness, and violence with literature, art, music, and inside the ordered nature of language itself. James Wright writes in his poem, The Small Blue Heron, about a wounded heron he and his friends bring into their kitchen to nurse. He writes, "I was glad to hear him croaking with terror." Indeed, as long as we are still alive, there's a chance to become well enough to participate in life, which is itself a continual act of creation. The poem ends, "There is a darkening place among the cattails on the other side of the river. The blue heron has gone there this evening, darkening into a reed that the fastidious fox never dreamed of." I was sitting in that old green Chevy, determined to make meaning, and hoping with every fiber of my being that somehow I might be chosen to help create the nest, the sanctuary, the one chance, the poem. The Last Blue Heron. Sanctuary. I wanted to write it, to build it, to draw it, to make it, to press it with a pin, lead white, crepe thin against a wallboard. I wanted to find it, to frame it, to keep it. I wanted to pick it like a nit from my loved ones' shining heads. I wanted to suck it from the forest floor, filtered between moss and manganese and mushrooms. I wanted to shout at it, aha, to point at it, to graph it, to make it halt, to stop its flying, dying, loping off. I wanted to stuff it in my eyes. I wanted to stack it in my mind. I wanted to inject it, caress it. I wanted to transmute it into gold, to stash it in my teeth, furtively stowed, receptive transistor radio fillings. I wanted to protect it, the long, svelte neck of the last blue heron. I wanted to become the twig it might pluck out from amongst the ruddy rabble. Broken bit of Brecht. I wanted to be chosen.